What's going on, Badger Nation? It's Mike here from the PPC Den podcast. And I'm stepping into the studio and I'm inspired today to give you some glue. Glue that will help you string together all of the techniques you're bound to hear and learn in the fast-paced world of Amazon ads. Here's a question for you. Can you know a lot about a topic but be completely lost on it? Can you watch dozens of YouTube videos about a topic and still not really have a good idea about what to do? You know, there are lots of ways to be bad at something and only a few ways to be quite good at it. You know, take guitar, for example. I've been playing guitar for about 25 years. I play in a guitar group here in Austin. I meet lots of other guitarists. And you know, there's sort of this running joke in the guitar community that the best way to get good at guitar is to buy a lot of gear. New pedals, new amps, have a fleet of 5, 6, 10 guitars, buy courses, buy the fanciest editing software, watch a lot of YouTube videos, just do all the bells and whistles, all the sizzle without the steak. You know, the steak here would be to open up a book on practicing from start to finish and work through it page by page. You know, and this is in a world where there's millions of guitar players, thousands of instructors, countless books written on the topic. However, I meet so many people that can tell you they've been enthusiastically playing their entire life, trying to get better, but are still considered a beginner and can't carry a tune on beat. And this is exactly the same with Amazon ads. The degree of signal to noise is definitely off balance. And because of that, I've met a lot of people who know a lot, they've heard a lot of noise, but are actually still not good at PPC. And I want to help. And sort of what I mean by that is that they haven't developed their own internal framework, their own filtering system, their own strategy to piece together all of the techniques that they hear. This episode will help you do that. New year, new you, let's go. So there's really 3 things to know to get good at PPC. And to be honest, this applies to Amazon, Facebook ads, Google ads, YouTube ads, anywhere ads, really. It's kind of fundamental stuff. Use this information as an internal organization system as you learn new things about PPC, as you organize your old information about PPC. Every single thing that I learn that is new about Amazon ads, and I learn them with you as they arrive and as they come out, and I talk to my friends in the industry, they get filed by me in the exact same way. And here's how I think about it. So this is a pretty simple framework. There's 3 parts to it. The first part is to have full funnel understanding. The second part is to ask, what are the economics here? And the third part is to ask, is my targeting tight or loose? Now, most people don't realize that all of paid traffic is a simple conversion step from A to B to C to D and so on. You have a micro funnel baked right inside your campaigns and you might not even know it. The campaign creation to getting impressions is the first part of the funnel. Impression to click is the second step. Click to add to cart, cart to order, order to review, review to repeat purchase, purchase to referral. The most successful companies I know are not just thinking, launch a campaign, get orders, that's it, as a singular step. They're looking at using PPC as a tool, as a cog in a much bigger machine, moving people that are in the market to an order, to reviews, to brand evangelists. So how do I use this day to day? Well, you can use it as a measurement and diagnostic tool. Measuring if your campaign can even get impressions. Looking at your search term impression share report and understanding that very, very first step. Are you bidding enough? Is your product ready? Are you outpaced in the market? These are business level decisions to address and have a plan for. Impression to click. Do people actually want to click on your product? It's an uncomfortable question to ask, perhaps with a more uncomfortable answer, but these are steps where you can continue to use the search term impression share reports, brand analytics to get a sense of, is my product even clickable compared to the competition? And this is tough to hear, but the sooner you address this and face reality, the sooner you can test, tweak, and improve. When you get information on a new advancement about Amazon ads, you can look at it and say, what stage of the funnel does this help with? How does each stage relate to each other? The second mental model is to be really good at PPC economics. This is perhaps my favorite part of PPC. There are a few metrics to really get intimate with. CPC, your conversion rate, your revenue per click. The best advertisers I know are not just thinking simplistically about ACoS, they are thinking about the entire economic story of every click funnel. PPC is an auction. Your CPCs are mostly set by the market. However, the strongest companies know that they get to influence this little economy. They know that they can circumvent a high CPC with a strong conversion rate. The higher your conversion rate, the less expensive those clicks seem to you. A bigger bid means you can get more traffic. You can get more market share. More market share fuels your feedback loop. Knowing that PPC is not just singularly about ACoS and is more about what influences CPC, what influences my revenue that I earn per click. Understanding that little economy and understanding the little pieces that move around, that what can you influence, what can you not influence, what can you influence directly or indirectly, hopefully should be a light bulb moment for you. Pull up your calendar and be sure that you have at least 2 times a month where you are thinking about your conversion rate. Look up new tools, strategies, turn it into a practice. And I assure you, in 6 months, you'll be in a much stronger position after making this a practice of continuously testing and improving. The last model to understand is my targeting tight or loose in this campaign. Everything in PPC is a game of getting impressions and clicks with a net. It is a game of casting a wide net and then putting a spotlight on what works the best. What is the value of loose targeting? More visibility to more people. What's the drawback? Well, all of those people might not be ready to buy at this very moment. Tighter targeting. The value is you know exactly what that person wants to buy right here, right now. The drawback is obviously there's more people in your market than are actually buying right now, this instance. This mental model has the most practical use case because every new feature that Amazon throws at us, you can always file it in a spectrum. How loose or tight is this targeting? And now the grand finale. You really want to combine these 3 ideas. Let's use a recent example and how I interpreted it, making me way more comfortable to test, to learn, to grow around it. Amazon rolled out in 2020 some display ad remarketing features and marketing features. One feature they rolled out was live event targeting. I can now target new pet owners. Let's use this framework that we talked about and get good at PPC here. Let's say I'm selling dog bowls. I can then ask myself, is this new live event targeting tight or loose? Well, this is going to be very loose targeting. I don't know exactly what this audience wants to buy. I just know that they have a new dog in their home. They might want to buy pet treats. They might want to buy a book on dog training, a leash, a dog boot, a dog sweater. It could be 1,000 different dog related things. Now with loose targeting, what does that mean for the economics? We can combine these topics. So what does this mean? What does loose targeting actually mean? Well, it means that you're probably going to get a lot more impressions. It might mean a lower click-through rate. It might mean a lower conversion rate. It means that maybe I shouldn't bid so much. Maybe this is a research type visibility play. It means that it can get very expensive very fast. It means that maybe the funnel here is going to be a long one. It means that direct orders perhaps shouldn't be the primary KPI to measure the success of this campaign. It means that perhaps this is a good opportunity for branding or brand awareness or building up an audience that I can retarget later of people that viewed my products at this stage. It means that it might be smart to dedicate only a tiny % of my budget to this particular top of funnel audience. All of a sudden, even before I launch a life event new pet owner campaign, I already have expectations, goals, a % of my budget that I want would be smart to dedicate on. And when you are able to answer these questions even before you launch it, and then after you launch it, you know what to look for. makes you good at PPC. The framework helps you not to get overwhelmed when you're navigating the waters of Amazon PPC. It's a framework that has helped advance my understanding of digital marketing, and I hope it helps you advance your understanding to help organize all of the disparate, different techniques, tips that you might hear from a wide variety of people, myself included, into a unified understanding, mental model, strategy to help you become a better strategic thinker and a better marketer. When you hear a new technique, ask yourself, where does this fit into my personal and my company's broader understanding of Amazon strategy? This is Mike. Thank you for listening, and I'll be back here next week on the PPC Den podcast, your place for Amazon advertising, techniques, and strategy. Have a good one.